So, Ronak, how do you see the blockchain technology landscape evolving?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. And if you look at this year, you and I, we've been doing three different set of researches, and it's important to kind of talk about all three. So we started with the blockchain services peak matrix assessment, that is identifying the key technology services players who are building these applications and orchestrating the networks for enterprises. But underlying them, what we've seen is there are two different components. The one are the open source blockchain frameworks, the likes of Hyperledger Fabric, the R3 Corda, and the others in the world who are building these underlying technology fabric so that enterprises can build applications on top of that. But we also saw there was a need for managing the complexity of the framework, the infrastructure, and the different middleware components you need to create these applications. And that's the role of blockchain managed platforms that has come in. And we did an assessment in that space as well. And if you look at these platforms, who are these players? They're the likes of IBM, Oracle, Azure, AWS, and Alibaba, who are using the power of cloud computing technology as a backbone of the infrastructure and helping clients to build enterprise blockchain solutions on top of it. So this has been a very interesting year for us in terms of assessing this entire landscape. And we believe the enterprise grade readiness and the push from all of these different players in the ecosystem to get the clients to the next level of blockchain technology is something which we are really encouraged about.
Indeed, indeed, that is very true. And as we speak about how blockchain is evolving from a technology into enterprises exploring it as a more of a business problem, we really see a lot of interest in these frameworks and managed platforms. So, what are the kind of themes that we are seeing in these areas?
So let me just define it. And if you look at the blockchain technology stack, at the bottom you'll have the infrastructure layer. On top of it, what we would call are the open source frameworks. And on top of it, we would have the middleware layer, which is the value added components that are the smart contracts, those are the oracles, and those are the data sources that you need, and the API ecosystem to kind of ensure there is interoperability that is happening. And the final layer are the blockchain apps. These are called as dApps or decentralized applications or blockchain applications in general. Now, this ecosystem is very important of how you neatly balance all of these to specific business use cases. So our research points out that there is a ideal technology landscape, and how do you align the business processes to drive those high value that blockchain truly promises. Where we've seen enterprise struggle is either in the change management process or their ability to redesign their existing business processes to be able to work in a blockchain first environment. And that's the change that we are now starting to see happen on specific areas and industries like trade finance and supply chain, where the processes were decentralized in nature and hence it was easier for blockchain technology to fit in. Now, how do we see this getting applied in other use cases is going to be very important and critical for how the technology evolves.
Indeed, indeed, that is very true. Especially because we are also now seeing a lot of government interest from the likes of Eurochain or eKrona from the Swedish government. What would be more interesting to understand is what are the sort of buying themes that enterprises are looking at when they're trying to select these platforms or these frameworks. What are they interested in, and in what way are they adopting them?
Yeah, I think there are two fundamental questions that clients are asking us. One is we need partners who can help us make blockchain easy to buy, and the second is partners who can make easy for us to build. So the easy to buy and easy to build are the two considerations that most enterprises are having. Now the platform vendors, I think interestingly, are making the easy to buy concept coming to reality. They are orchestrating the underlying infrastructure. There are multiple frameworks that exist in the overall open source blockchain framework ecosystem, and creating ready use cases, accelerators, and assets so that enterprise can build these applications quickly, and the developer experience is much more smoother. On the other hand, we are seeing the frameworks are trying to make it easy to buy. So the overall pricing models are getting pretty much simplified, and a lot of them have kind of gone into a specific model which is based on the use case and how the enterprise ecosystem will evolve for that specific use case. It could be node-based pricing, it could be volume-based pricing or transaction-based pricing, but all of these are different models that are evolving, and we'll see quite a lot of evolution in the easy to buy consideration.
Indeed, indeed. So now that we've spoken about the way in which enterprises are buying it and how technology is being abstracted into a business problem. What is also interesting is that there are certain areas in which enterprises still struggle in areas such as consortium building. So one of the key areas we explored in this respect is the services areas, because we see a lot of service providers like HCL and TCS actually building platforms and solutions to cater to these. So could you speak a bit about the second iteration of the services peak as well?
Yeah, I think it was very interesting to and very encouraging to do the second iteration. The amount of participation we had from the overall service provider community was really heartwarming, and what we saw was there has been a multifold expansion in the capabilities of the service providers. It's not just in their ability to bring the right talent and train them in these different technologies, but also building accelerators, solutions, and components that can make the overall concept of blockchain to real, from pilot to production. I think they've kind of built all those components which go into between. That's the key important part that you were alluding to, was the entire value realization use case, which is the key challenge in the industry, because it's not a technology problem, it's a business problem. How do you use the technology to solve that business problem is where service providers are now creating ready assets which can help you assess the value. They can help you realize the value by bringing in the right assets. At the same time, what we are also seeing is they are the ones who are helping in network governance, network building, and collaborating the overall ecosystem so that enterprises have the right folks in the overall ecosystem which they can collaborate with and then can drive more value. And what we're seeing is this concept of ecosystems that are getting built for specific use cases is the way to go for the overall services ecosystem. And service providers will need to more proactively invest in their consulting and all these accelerator and assets to drive that change.
So Ronak, with the assessments of platforms, managed platforms as well as services, how do you see the blockchain ecosystem evolving from here on?
Yeah, so I think that's a good question. And as you look at the future of blockchain, the way we are looking at it is the enterprise grade readiness of these frameworks and platforms is the signaling of the adoption wave, and we are in the early stages of adoption. Now, our hypothesis on how this space will evolve is there will be a wave of blockchain being embedded in the current enterprise platform solutions. So the large ERPs will become blockchain enabled. That's the wave one of adoption that we are seeing. And we are already seeing signs of those is if we can enable blockchain as part of the existing ERPs, what it allows enterprises to do is use the power of blockchain, but abstract the complexity of it. So the end user is still seeing the same experience, but we are getting the benefits of blockchain's trust, transparency, and the overall ecosystem conversions that we can do. The second that we are seeing is blockchain becoming the future enterprise platform solution. So it becomes a system of records, and the smart contracts becomes the systems of engagement, and all of those come together to solve specific problems. And what we believe is there will be a blockchain-enabled solutions that will be built in the market. Good examples of those are track and trace solutions, or the likes of IBM's TradeLens solution. So these are solutions which are now built on blockchain as the fundamental fabric and solving specific use cases. So that's where we see how the blockchain technology ecosystem is evolving.
Thank you for listening into our conversation around the blockchain landscape. Feel free to reach out to us in case you have any further questions.